When most people look at a map of Western Europe, they see a familiar, comfortable shape, the hexagon. It's a land synonymous with the finer things in life, perfume, high fashion, and the sun-drenched vineyards of Bordeaux. We've been conditioned to view France as a prestigious cultural museum, a secondary power that rests on the laurels of its Napoleonic past. But that map is a deception. If you want to see the true face of French power, you have to look past the Eiffel Tower. You have to look 4,500 miles away from Paris, past the Atlantic, and into the dense, humid canopy of the Amazon rainforest. It is there, in the mud and the heat, that you find France's longest land border. Not with Spain, not with Germany, but a 450-mile frontier with Brazil. This is the starting point for the French blueprint. While other empires collapsed and retreated to their home islands, France did something much more calculated. They integrated. They turned their geography into a global, high-speed network that makes them the only nation on Earth that exists in every single time zone simultaneously. Today, we are deconstructing the cold, hard geostrategy that transformed France into an untouchable, multi-ocean superpower. The equatorial anchor, physics is strategy. To understand why France remains a global titan, you have to understand the physics of the equator. France's presence in South America, specifically French Guiana, isn't just a leftover piece of history, it is a full department of the French Republic. Legally, it is as much a part of France as the streets of Lyon. This gives France a strategic cheat code that the rest of Europe can only envy, the Guyana Space Center. Because Guyana sits almost directly on the equator, the Earth's rotation provides a natural slingshot effect. Rockets launched from here gain an extra 1,000 miles per hour of velocity for free, allowing them to carry significantly heavier satellites with less fuel. While Germany, the UK, and Japan have to negotiate for rides to space, France holds the keys to the orbital highway. In a century defined by satellite communication, GPS, and space-based surveillance, France's Amazonian border makes it the indispensable gatekeeper of Western sovereignty. It is geographic arbitrage at its finest, using a piece of the jungle to dominate the highest tech industry on the planet. The Blue Empire, the silent monopoly of the deep. While the world's superpowers fight over land borders in the South China Sea or Eastern Europe, France has been quietly winning the battle for the seafloor. Thanks to a scattering of volcanic ridges and coral atolls in every major ocean, from the Caribbean to the South Pacific, France has secured the second largest exclusive economic zone on Earth. We are talking about 4.5 million square miles of sovereign maritime territory. To put that in perspective, a country the size of Texas controls an area of water larger than the entire landmass of the United States. But this isn't just about fishing rights or postcard-perfect beaches in Tahiti. This is the blue monopoly. The future of the global economy depends on green minerals, the cobalt, nickel, and copper, sitting on the ocean floor in the form of polymetallic nodules. These are the raw materials required for the electric vehicle revolution. By owning sovereign parking spots in every major ocean, France sits on the world's largest potential reserves of these materials. Furthermore, these islands serve as the physical hubs for the global undersea internet cable network. In a digital age, France isn't just a destination, it's the global switchboard. If you want to send data from Africa to Europe or South America to the north, there is a high probability that data is passing through a French sovereign data port. France maintains a level of signals intelligence and infrastructure security that most nations could only dream of, all because they refuse to let the sun set on their map. The African connection, the soft power grid. Geography isn't just about rocks and water, it's about the flow of capital and language. While the French Empire officially dissolved decades ago, it was replaced by an invisible financial grid. 14 African nations still use the CFA franc, a currency that was historically tethered to the French treasury. This creates a francophony sphere that encompasses nearly 300 million people. By maintaining a grip on the financial institutions, languages, and resources of these nations, France ensures a steady flow of raw materials, specifically uranium from mines in Niger, to power its domestic grid. This is a soft power empire that allows France to punch far above its weight in global geopolitics, acting as a kingmaker in regions where other Western powers are viewed as outsiders. The Fortress of the Hexagon, nature's defensive masterpiece. Now let's zoom back into the European mainland. If you were a military architect tasked with building a civilization that was impossible to dislodge, you would draw the map of France. It is a natural fortress, protected on almost every side by geographic barriers that have frustrated invaders for 2 millennia. To the south, the border with Spain is defined by the Pyrenees. These aren't just hills. They are a jagged, high-altitude wall stretching from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean. Historically, this terrain acted as a thermal vent, slowing down invasions and providing a natural shield that helped prevent the northward expansion of various empires into Western Europe. Turn your gaze to the southeast, and you find the Alps, the highest mountain range in Europe. Spanning 8 countries, the Alps create a massive vertical wall between France and Italy. Moving north from the Alps, the natural defenses continue with the Jura Mountains and the Rhine River, which serves as a liquid moat between France and Germany. However, every fortress has a heel. Between the end of the Ardennes Forest and the North Sea lies the Great European Plain. This is the invasion corridor, a stretch of flat, fertile land with no mountains or wide rivers to stop a tank. History bears this out. This is where German forces struck in 1870, 1914, and 1940. France's entire modern foreign policy, including its lead role in the European Union, is a direct response to this one geographic flaw. They realized that if they couldn't block the gap with rocks, they had to block it with treaties, economic integration, and a unified currency. The liquid gold, rivers as the economic engine. While the mountains protect France, the rivers enrich it. The French river system, the Seine, the Loire, the Garonne, and the Rhône, is a masterclass in natural infrastructure. Unlike the rivers of many other countries that flow into frozen tundras or landlocked lakes, France's major rivers flow directly into the world's most important trade arteries. These rivers do 3 vital things. Energy sovereignty. They provide the constant cooling source for France's massive nuclear power sector. This allows France to produce nearly 70% of its electricity from low-carbon nuclear energy, making it the most energy-independent major economy in Europe. Internal highways. They connect major inland hubs like Paris and Lyon to the sea, allowing for the low-cost movement of heavy goods. Agricultural dominance. They have created some of the most nutrient-rich soil on the planet. France is the breadbasket of Europe. It possesses the largest amount of arable land in the EU, allowing it to feed itself and export billions in luxury and staple goods while turning a massive profit. The modern bridge, engineering the end of isolation. For centuries, the English Channel was a moat that kept Britain and France at arm's length. But geography is no longer just what nature gives you, it's what you build. By constructing the Channel Tunnel, France effectively turned the United Kingdom, the world's 6th largest economy, into a peninsula of the French rail network. This undersea link didn't just boost trade, it made France the indispensable gateway for the UK to reach the rest of the continent. Every high-speed train, every crate of freight, and every tourist moving from London to the heart of Europe has to pass through French soil. France didn't just build a tunnel, they built a leash. France didn't just get lucky with its history. It is a nation that has spent a millennium learning how to play the global map like a grandmaster. They used their mountains for defense, their rivers for energy, their equator-adjacent jungles for space, and their islands for the future of the internet and deep-sea minerals. When you look at France on a map now, don't just see a country, see a global spiderweb. A web that connects the Amazon to the Alps and the Atlantic to the Pacific. It is a masterclass in how a nation can use its physical environment to secure an eternal seat at the table of power. If you found this breakdown of the hidden mechanics of power fascinating, you'll love our explorations of other global players. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments, which country do you think has the most perfect geography? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next map.